What is cultural identity, and why is it important to understand in an educational setting? Although the answers to these questions may seem obvious, cultural recognition is still something that some teachers fail to do and is something that is still highly underappreciated in schools today. Part of the reason is because many teachers have inadequate knowledge about the different cultures of students they deal with. And also, most teachers want to do the best for all their students, and they mistakenly believe that to treat students differently because of their culture is racial discrimination. However, teachers must have the ability to make distinctions among different cultures. So what is cultural identity, you ask? Well, cultural identity can be defined as an identity or feeling of belonging to a group. It is part of a person's self-conception and relates to their nationality, ethnicity, religion, social class, and much more. So what's my cultural identity, you ask? Well, for starters, my name is Stephen Williams, and I was born in Long Beach and raised in Downey, California. I was raised in a small family of 5, 2 siblings with me being the baby. My parents, Steve and Tracy Williams, are hardworking individuals who to this day make sure they do everything they can to provide for their family. Like many other African American children, I was brought up to be Christian. Many Sundays I remember going to church with my family, which is why I feel bad for not going as much today. It's mainly because I got busy with school and sports. I was introduced to sports early as a child. Basketball was my first love, but football quickly took my heart over. I was pretty good too. I was able to play at a high level all the way up until junior college when I decided to focus on track and field, mainly the high jump. Walking away from football was a tough decision, but it's one that has shaped my life today. Choosing high jump has given me the capability to now be a coach and a substitute teacher in high school. Life has gone full circle for me. As a high school student, I was never given the proper guidance by counselors or teachers. Despite that, I was still able to succeed, and now I'm in a position to give students guidance who need it. This is the main reason I made my decision to become a teacher. I want to be that teacher students look for guidance. Like mentioned before, I went to a high school that didn't care much about giving guidance to its students in need. Teachers didn't give much thought to cultural identity or their cultural attitudes. Now I work at the same high school and can help bring change. Being the only black student in many of my classes has helped me understand how it feels to be neglected and left out. Many times I felt left out and that I couldn't relate to the topics being taught, and many of my teachers didn't do much to help me feel involved. So I would use these experiences to help guide students in the correct path. I understand with proper motivation, I can help build students' confidence to be successful in learning in the classroom. From my readings, I can understand that teachers are culturally deprived because they do not understand the value of some cultures, which is why I would do my best to become as culturally responsible as I can. Culturally responsive teaching is the behavioral expressions of knowledge, beliefs, and values that recognize the importance of racial and cultural diversity in learning. Culturally responsive teachers teach to and through the strength of their students. Culturally responsive teaching is validating and affirming because it acknowledges the legitimacy of cultural heritages of different ethnic groups. It builds bridges of meaningfulness between home and school experiences as well as between academic abstractions and lived social cultural realities. It also teaches students to know and praise their own as well as one another's cultural heritages. I'll be making my duty to understand every culture I can because I understand teachers must recognize the important influence culture has on learning. I will become fully culturally responsible and disregard any preconceived notions I may have had about any other cultures. I will become fully culturally aware, and I will help mitigate any negative learning impacts by making learning more relatable and relevant to my students. It is key that I'm as culturally responsible as possible in my classroom. Educators should make it their duty to be as culturally aware as possible so that all students can feel connected in the classroom. Once students feel connected, they are more capable of learning. I will make it my duty to connect with each of my students through my lessons daily. It is my goal to help all of my students. And if I stay as culturally responsible as possible, I can meet that goal. Thank you.